So let's check out what the energies are now for this week. The Chariot. We got Cancer here about determination, a goal, control, holding the reins of your life. Yeah, Nine of Cups. So wishes coming true. Sometimes about personal happiness and bringing control and structure and determination in your life and family life. We have the Lovers here and the Ace of Wands. You're really determined with a sense of inspiration here to go towards your vision. It says here it can be a personal vision, but this is a Lover's card, so there is a card of partnership here with the Nine of Cups. It can be a partnership, or it can be some sort of a choice. A choice between people. Even here, what is this choice about? There's also the Tower here. So it's like a choice between people, and something must change. Yeah, with a High Priestess and the Tower, she reveals certain truth in divine timing. So what does she know? She knows something is coming to an end. So she knows something about a decision here. Something has been revealed here. There's somebody hidden here that is kept either hidden in purpose, or there is some bulliness here, something that you were forced, or somebody was forced to practically take themselves out, or people in a way or another were forcing for this person to take them out anyway. So there's nothing you can do if it was you. But here with the Nine of Cups, it's like, I know you're gonna say that your wishes didn't come true, but I think with the Tower here, I see this fire in you. I see that with the High Priestess, it says the strength and the fire is within you, and you have the world in your own hand. You can be your own emperor. You can be your own empress. You don't need nobody to dictate and to make a choice over you and how the story goes. You know what I mean? Like, people can try to shake your foundation, and you are a very compassionate person. Eight of Cups, you walk away with integrity and self-respect, not in defeat. You walk with your head up because where you going, High Priestess, that's you there. You go down meeting death, Hades, so you can transform yourself. For some of you, this was a form of self-sabotage. You consciously or subconsciously, you wanted something to come to an end because they were built on false structures. When there's people lying and also attempting to sabotage anything you do, you can tell that type of partnership is not going anywhere like that when there is contemplation. And if not today, tomorrow, the sabotaging will happen anyway. The defeat will happen anyway. So when you sense that, you just let it crush. And they might say that, well, you did that to yourself. But the Queen of Cups knows, the High Priestess knows. They know subconsciously, intuitively. So when the High Priestess, the Persephone here, goes to meet Hades at the death gates and becomes his wife and that's when Demeter, the mother, the mother of creation, transforms for 3 months, brings winter, because that is when everything stops, life stops breathing. It could be that for 3 months, you walking away or something there's no life, because you are the source of life and joy and happiness. But it's not just that, it's you knew and you surrendered to something that was already a pretense and false, so you could find answers also for yourself and what else you can do for yourselves, for things to become, also to test yourself and challenge yourself, but also the others, and also to see what you truly want. What do you truly know? Is it the ambition? Is it the money? Is it integrity and honesty and transparency and clear lines of communication in everybody's intention? Because when High Priestess and Queen of Cups, they have high intuition, they sense things are not right deep down inside. They just know. They said, well, it's not going to work like that. Might as well just let it die now. That's okay. If your intention is to kill me, that's all right. I'll make it easy for you. But don't try to make it look like I don't know who I am, because I know who I am. I know who I am. The Queen of Cups knows. I'm a very loving and compassionate and a big-hearted person. I'm wise, smart, beyond my years, because life and hardship had made me see the world from the upside down, from all corners. I've touched rock bottom so many times. So, yeah, I'm gonna crash, but if I feel like that's the only way to do this, so be it, but I want full transparency in our interactions. When I sense that I'm constantly on a state of evaluation and testing, that means I'm always going to be placed in a corner when I'm always being the accused one, and you are always the judge. And if you feel like you're in the mood of praising me, okay, I'm lucky, But if it's something that you just gonna make me the villain, I don't know how you're gonna wake up today. So it's like the decision, it can go in any form of shape, and that type of control, it's not really healthy. It's like the Emperor here says, your world belongs to my hands, is in my hand, and I make it. But the High Priestess, she's the source of life, and she's carrying the pomegranate there. So I think you came to that realization. You could be a form of self-sabotaging, or maybe just facilitating what already was occurring, what you already sensed anyway, and really broke your heart. I'm not gonna lie, it really broke your heart, because you put a lot of work. And yeah, the Emperor's world is crashing, because he realizes that without the Queen of Cups, who is also the High Priestess, there's a lot of ego clashes here and pride, but when we are not in our spiritual path and we're just fighting through our egos and not real clear communication, it's hard to really build connections here. There's too much power, like there's power here and too much power, and High Priestess knows that there's not honesty here in this connection and partnerships and this collaboration, if you want to call it. If you want to make me be like I'm the slave and you do what I say, and either my way or the highway, I understand, but it was going to crash sooner or later anyway, if that is the motive, because you're not always right in your perception, but we can communicate where is this coming from, where is the source of the problem, why one even feels like they have to defend themselves, right? Like why you put somebody in that state of mind, if that's but the thing is that everybody does the game, but they can say, oh, it's in your head. None of this is real, it's in your head, right? It's mind games. We saw those mind games here with the Ten of Swords. And it becomes a very heavy energy, honestly, and you just want to let it crash because you're just tired of it. You just want peace, and you just leave it in God's hand at this point. You say, I don't know what's going on, but this is not genuine. This is not honest. And when there's not honesty, because just the way the things are done and the way the things are moved, like if like a game of chess, if you're moving here, but you become so impatient, you straight away out. If you say one thing, but then a day later you say something else, you're changing strategy so fast. Like if you're a man of your word, then they stick with what you promised first in the first place. Like make that your first task to accomplish. So this Empress Tower here, he doesn't have a strong foundation, whatever it's happening. And because, again, some things are not on a solid foundation. There's a lot of ego here with the Six of Wands. Somebody, just the desperation, I want to win. And it could be that they don't want to win, crash in your world. When you have so much power, you fight the vulnerable one. And that is already vulnerable and is already going through a lot of, we got the Six of Pentacles here. Yeah, somebody wants you to really beg on your knees for things after they crash your world. And if somebody wants to do charity, they can do it from the heart. That's also another thing I noticed. Like, sometimes it feels like somebody gives something just because they feel forced, because they see your effort, right? But they don't do it from the heart, and you sense that, right? So you're like, okay, if you want to help and you want to compensate my hard work, appreciate it and give it from the heart. But if you feel like you're feeling forced, but you're not sure you want to do it, but then don't do it and say, I'm sorry, I can't. It's something there about rewards that they feel is not fully deserved. But in the same time, they feel like, oh, I feel like, yeah, but let me test them if they're gonna be okay, even if I do it like this. But when you sense that you're not being 100% with what you're doing sneaky ways, that is not respectful towards the person who is receiving, because you're playing with them and you're disrespecting and you're making fun of them. So you're playing mind games, and right there, there's no honesty of this connection and partnership. Like one, if you want to reward somebody, then appreciate correctly, and say, hey, this is but then don't say one thing and then you offer something else, or then you say but you don't keep with promises, because you think you're the boss, you have the right to play the game. Oh, I have the right to shake your foundation, I want to see. But the high priestess knows what you're doing, and she finds that disrespectful, and that's when it starts that game of push and pull after. Yeah, here with the Six of Wands. I don't know, but how's this gonna end? The death again. How it's gonna end is gonna end. The Tower, Six of Wands. That's the death of the ego here, and here has all the parties involved have to release ego here. So, but the high priestess has surrendered everything. She's going down there. She says, you know what, I've been there before. Left out in the cold. It's a scenario I've seen too many times, used and abused and taken advantage of. Like the Strength card in reverse, vulnerable. The weaker person always gets screwed and taken advantage all the time. And sometimes that's why they target somebody who got nobody to speak for them and to defend them. I read somewhere on Instagram, like a poetry, but I can't remember how exactly went, but it went something like, the rich father is very proud of the achievement of their daughter and does everything in their power to support her, but at the cost of some other father's daughter. You know what I mean? And that really hit me, because when I'm in a situation that requires a bit of support and help, remember, nobody is going to be there for you but your own blood. And there have been a couple of situations when my father doesn't have much. He's not a rich man, and he's a lonely man, and the only person that really could be there for me was him, without even questioning me, and nobody else. And on the other hand, you can have other fathers who are super rich and they have enough to help their daughters, but they wouldn't flinch an inch if they do things they do at the cost of somebody else's daughter, which they don't have to do it. They really don't have to do it, and that's very. But you know what's the part? It's with the Queen of Cups there and the Ten of Cups. I think some of us, I want to include myself in this, we have so much love and so much compassion because we have suffered so much. So we just don't have any bitterness left, because time and life is so precious. We get disappointed, but severely, but we just keep going with a big smile in our face, because I think God is using us and to awaken new people to their own spiritual beliefs. But it's a tough task to take, because sometimes they think they can break people's head with their wallets, you know. But that's the way it is. But that shows your strength, though. That shows that even through times of vulnerability, and you know how to pick your pieces together and start again. But it does get tiring at some point. Yeah, the Sun and the Queen of Wands. A lot of fire here. It's, some people see this as so exuberant and out there and beautiful, but she's burned out. She's burned out with the Tower. She's letting everything crash and fall apart. She's burned out with the Death. But all she got is her laughter and her smile and jovial attitude, because yeah, there's a lot of happiness here with this crashing, though. Look, passion and compassion. This woman has a lot of passion for life. That's what it is. And compassion for people. She's very intuitive, and she understands that people's actions, she may know their motives, but they don't know their own motives, and they're looking for answers. And the answer is not the punishment. The answer is, we're all constantly being tested and constantly evolving, and you are not an exclusion. So everyone has to look at their actions, not only you and I, but everybody that with the power of money, they can break a soul. Yeah. All right. But you are evolving. I'm telling you, you're transforming here. Absolutely. Something big is coming, and I think they see it. They see it. You are like divinely guided. You may even meet somebody that is at the same wavelength as yours, at the same frequency, and the same divinity as yours. But you have to strip yourself, and they have to strip themselves from all expectations and all this egotistical behaviors, and the outcome should be on an even level here, and should be very pure, and there should be so much compassion for one another. But that happens after you go through this test and you let go of everything. You let go of outcome, you let go. But the thing is, they have to be on that place too, that they cannot control. But there could be other parties involved there. They want to stir the pot because they don't want to see the purity of your soul, so they want to distort it. Yeah, but I see here a beautiful outcome. Passion and compassion. Okay, and that will bring your transformation and both of you to this divine connection on a spiritual level. And let me tell you something. Don't worry about the physical realm. Don't worry about physical connection with people. what's the outcome on a physical plane. Because when two souls and when they're two energies and they're synchronized and they're on the same wavelengths, or nothing can beat that, and nobody can get between them. Remember that. There's so many beautiful cards, and that's how you gain those wisdom here with the Hermit. By in that solitude, you achieve that personal revelation. All right, guys, thank you so much. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday to me. And thank you. And this is the Queen of Wands. Have a wonderful day.